How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Jose, aka TheNYCGeek, aka TNG, aka your Elder Lord, aka the one who sit the throne today, aka your tribal chief, aka the guy who just finished watching episode 7 of The Acolyte. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, they've been building up for this massive build, right? This is supposed to be the reveal, the whole 7 episodes of why May hates the Jedi so much. What have they done? Why is Sol so guilty? Why is Torbin so damn guilt-ridden that at the sight of May, he's willing to ingest poison, right? And kill himself. And what a wet fart this episode was. This was basically them re-showing you scenes from episode 3, okay? And yeah, you're supposed to get it from a different point of view, but there are some scenes that are frame for frame. What absolute laziness. This show took $180 million to make? Are you kidding me? Where did this show come up with taking that? Again, 180 million divided by what? By 8 episodes. That is $22 million an episode. Where is this money going? That is the biggest mystery of the show. It's not what they reveal in this episode, because it's so stupid, and we're going to break it down and we're going to do it quick. It's where is the money going? It has to be money laundering. It has to be. I can't believe the money will go anywhere else. We're going to start this off fast. I got some notes. We're going to this quick because I don't want to spend time on this stupid shit. I really don't. I'm not going to do what I did before where I dragged it out and I kind of suffered through it. No, we're just going to go quick. I'm going to give you my thoughts. Here we go. If you haven't watched this show, here's your spoiler warning. It's stupid. That's your spoiler warning. It's a stupid show for the Disney Star Wars consumers, okay? Here we go. So we start with them on the planet, all right? They're on whatever the name of the damn planet is, where they find it, and they're doing metal detectors, and they're just examining plant samples, and they're doing something where it's they're trying to investigate avergence, because they're saying that the Force, this planet was destroyed before it was barren because of a hyperspace disaster. And now because of a Force vergence, they are somehow life is returning to the planet. Okay. And when I tell you that this is another case of nothing happens other than 2 or 3 different scenes, wow, this is boring. We find out that Torbin, and I'm struggling to not yawn, and I apologize if I do, because I just am so fucking bored of this. This show is awful. We find out that Torbin is really a little baby. He wants to get back to Coruscant. I want to go back to Coruscant. I want to go home. I want to go to Coruscant. The whiniest. How did this guy become a Jedi Master? I want to know how he went from a Padawan to a Knight to a Master in such a short amount of years, and is such a little bitch. Dude, I get that. And don't get me wrong, I know Anakin was a whiny little brat at times too, but not like this. This is some petulant next level stuff. Anyway, she Indira is shitting on, I don't know what the relationship, because again, we don't get an idea as to who, like what Jedis are what. I think that both Sol and Indira are masters, but Sol is like completely subservient to her. I don't know if Shiruk, if he's a master at this point. He has to be, right? Because they wouldn't be somebody's Padawan. And they make it a point here in this episode. Indira tells Sol, that's why I have a Padawan and you don't, because nothing like getting girl boss. And let me tell you, Indira, total girl boss this episode. Absolutely. It wasn't like that in the first episode. We didn't get that feeling when they did the flashback on episode 3. But here, they shoved that down your throat. But again, I don't know what I'm going to say the Wookiee Jedi, because I'm not going to pronounce Telnaka. I'm sorry. I'm saying that his name was the language he's speaking. I apologize. Telnaka, I don't know what he is supposed to be. Is he supposed to be a master? He can't be a Padawan, because again, where's his master? It's not Sol. And it's not Indira, because Torbin is Indira's Padawan. So I'm going to assume he's a master. And later on, it's like, how can he be a master? This dude, I'm jumping ahead. Okay. Anyway, they're talking. you know, this is it. And right here, this is where she says, this is why I have a Padawan. This is why I have a Padawan and you don't, right? Let's see. I teach him. This is why I have a Padawan. Just like dunking on poor Soul, man. Just awful. Anyway, we see Soul seeing Osha and May again. The same stuff from episode 3. Okay, look at this. I am speeding ahead. We're seeing just the fact that Soul was spying on them. And then finally he says, he's like, they have twins. That they have the twins, and he's like, I fear for the girl's safety. They're preparing some kind of a ritual. Man, you just saw these girls. Why are you so goddamn? He gets so creepily attached to the two of them, or specifically to Osha. He both of them. He wants to save them both. He says, but to a weird point. And anyway, like it's what 9 minutes in. We have not seen anything of significance. Nothing. They finally go and they're like, oh, let's go to the elevator. They splice the elevator. They come up to here. The same scene we saw before. Now what we see a little bit more is we're going to see a little bit more of the mother Anasea. I hope I said the name correctly, taking over Torbin's mind, right? And again, this is supposed to portray the Jedi as bad guys, right? They are supposed to be the bad guys, but we saw in episode 3 that they really weren't in the wrong. And 2, they are the ones who got aggressed upon first. Anasea takes over his mind and just, let me tell you, in the silliest way possible, like she just starts saying like, you're a strong, good Jedi, right? You want to go home. I would always let you have what you need. This Padawan gets unraveled like this. But then later, I have fortified my mind. They cannot get into my mind. Dude, they got into your mind and literally said like 2 or 3 sentences and you broke down and started crying. It's all about making the men be little bitches. No doubt about that. I'm sorry, but it's plainly obvious. And she gets into his brain and he does the thing where he gets the black eyes and collapses. And then again, then you have Indira say the line of, what is it? Well, Testa, you can't deny that we have the right to test potential Padawans with your permission, of course. Do you have the right to be to train the Padawans, or do you need permission? Which one is it? That was as stupid in episode 3 as it is here. And just oh my God, we're almost done. Thankfully, this is the only good thing about this whole thing, about this stupid show, is that it is only like 20, 30 something minutes. And you can get by like this because nothing happens. It's not like House of the Dragon this past Sunday that every single minute you are drawn to paying attention. Every single minute feels like something is being given to you. This is such a waste. And we're back on the show and they're just talking. He's saying that like, I feel like Osha is meant to be my Padawan. I feel it. I feel like, all right, man. Like, I guess maybe in the, I don't know. Look, again, never having read the comics, never having read the extended books. I am sure that there is some kind of a tie between masters and potential Padawans, right? Maybe. Sorry, I did have to yawn there, so there's going to be a little cut. I'm sure that there is a tie between the Padawans and their potential masters. Maybe, right? Because maybe that's what Anakin and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon kind of felt, but I think it was more that they felt that he was so powerful with the Force, and then they have midichlorians, which will come back up in this. But he just met this kid. And he's barely had any interactions with Osha. And he's just like, she's gonna be my Padawan. I feel it. She's my Padawan. And they do the testing, right? Here we go. Let's skip to this. They do the testing again. This time they show a little bit more of how they tested May, and May's talking to, Indira, and then they do OSHA's testing, and it has been 20 minutes of nothing burgers. You could have watched episode 3 and gotten the same exact information. This whole episode has been an absolute waste. Okay, if you could take episode 7, which is this episode, and you take away everything that you might have learned, right, in terms of seeing it from different points of view of the characters, and it changes nothing from what you saw in episode 3, then this means everything here is pointless filler. I don't understand how anyone could sit here and be like, this show, oh my God, I'm so attached to the characters on the Acolyte. Dude, you don't deserve better television. You don't. The people who love this don't deserve better television. We go to this. This is it. Let me go here. We bring back the whole thing of midi-chlorians, which is I skipped that little part right there where Torbin starts saying like, oh, like their midi-chlorian count is very high and their symbiont level. Where is it? Right here. I did skip. Of course, they have super high midi-chlorians, and they are symbiont. They've tapped into the power dense enough. Of course, like I guess they are the virgins brought to life. None of this is really getting fleshed out. None of this is getting explained. It's just very vague and it's very hand wavy. But Torbin, checks their blood sample. He's like, they have extremely high midi-chlorians, except he doesn't say midi-chlorians. He calls them M something, M whatever. We'll see right here. The M count. Okay. Because it's almost this show. And this is gonna let me go back. George Lucas, for all of the awesomeness that he did when he created Star Wars, I should say, with help. The prequels were fucking dumb. They were. There were some cool things here and there, but overall the prequels sucked. Are they infinitely better than Disney Star Wars? Absolutely. Light years past it. But one of the worst things that the prequels did was introduce the concept of midi-chlorians. And they are, I feel like they're universally hated. I'm pretty sure they're universally hated amongst the Star Wars fandom, right? So this show has the awareness enough to not throw them in by name, but still, because they want to cheapen Anakin, the chosen one, because they have to basically invalidate everything there. And Disney has to be like, well, we have characters that are even stronger than the chosen one, or better, more. Our Sith Lords are even more powerful. Anyway, they have to include this. The M count's very high. He runs off, right? He's like, this is it. This is the proof that of the virgins, right? And he just, okay, I want to show you something. He starts freaking out, right? Because he's like, let's go. We could get the hell out of here. They're telling him, Torbin, stop. Okay? They're telling him, stop, Torbin. Don't. And he's like, no, don't you see this is proof? This is proof. They're still telling him to stop, right? He's like, and he gets on the speeder. He gets on the speeder and speeds off. And it's like, what happens to the Force? Why do the Jedi here have their Force powers on cooldown? Again, repeated scenes. This is just the same trash that we've already seen in episode 3. Except here, this mother is so bizarre. Okay, the mother who carried them is so odd. Because she tells May, like, she's like, get angry. Yes, get mad. You don't want Osha to leave, then basically force it, right? But I don't know if she meant, is she telling Osha to May to kill Osha? Because That's almost what it felt like, because when later on you're going to see May come out and be like, there's a fire, and nobody cares to help her. Nobody cares. I'm sorry. I'm just jumping ahead because I want to get through it. But this one, I think that this mother is going to be the one that if Kamir is the apprentice and he's not the master, if he's not the master of this show, if he's the apprentice, then she's going to be the master, because she escapes. She escapes by the end of this. All right. So, and we'll get to that, but she escapes. Anyway, May does the thing where she starts the fire, right? She breaks the wires. She's like, now nobody can get in or out. And they get in, and then here's May. May grabs the thing, right? She grabs the thing. It is fire. Unless May is a colossal idiot, which she is. To be fair, she is. She is a moron. How would you not? She puts the book there and then is surprised that it catches on fire. What did you think was going to happen when you put a book, something flammable, by fire? I know they're sheltered, but I would have assumed that they taught these kids how fire works, right? The other two get here, and here it is. This is so in the mother. This mother, I'm gonna call her Mother Spiky, because I know Anasea, but I can't remember this lady's name. Mother Spiky is like, the Jedi are here, and you're not gonna get the babies. And again, there's the fire, and she starts, May, because she's an idiot, starts a fire and starts screaming, "Mama, Mama! There's a fire." Okay, we're getting to the stupidity, the full blown stupidity. Okay, at this point, Anasea, she has been completely hostile to them. She tells them, she's like, you want to know if we'll let you have Osha, right? How you want to know if we'll let you have Osha, if we're gonna let you take her, yada yada yada, right? He could have just, but to be raised by an institution instead of a family. Now, wait, I got to see if I can play this for y'all. But first, May comes running out. Someday, that noble intention will destroy every Jedi in the galaxy. That's actually not look, again, this show is trying to be like, oh, the Jedi are also bad guys and they make bad decisions. The Jedi's noble intentions are not what destroyed the Jedi. It's not. It is the corruption and evil of the Sith. The Jedi's rigidness to their adherence to tradition and all that stuff certainly may have blinded them to the Jedi aren't infallible, but it's not like their noble intentions are what destroyed every Jedi in the galaxy. That's not at all what happened. Not at all. And this show just doesn't know how to portray good and evil because its writers don't understand morality themselves. That is the core problem with this show. They want to portray the Jedi as the bad guys. They want to portray the Sith and Sith-like characters as good guys or neutral, I guess. But that's not, they don't know how to do that because they don't know what good and evil are, because these people are just a bunch of fucking degenerates and also stupid and don't know how to write that. Anyway, let's get to the goddamn rest of this. It's almost done, thankfully. Thank God this is almost done. Right here. Now, May comes out and she's like, fire, help, mama, help, right? Okay, she's saying, mama, help. She's saying there's a fire, help. And, God damn it. So, look, I am not going to forgive this show. I am not going to forgive this show, and I don't think anybody should. They cast two little girls that do not look even close to each other. These girls do not, you could put them side by side. They don't even look like sisters, okay? So you're not going to sit there and then say that somehow they became identical twins, right? We said that was stupid in episode 3. It's still stupid here. They could have cast the same girl, had her do both roles. Just do that. It would have been better, but they didn't because they're so goddamn lazy. They're so lazy, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if those two little girls were nepotism hires. Like maybe there's somebody's director's kids or cousin or something. But he sees May and calls her OSHA. Dude, he does not look anything like OSHA. No, you don't get the suspension of disbelief of, oh, but they're supposed to look identical in the show. If you could cast Amanda Stenberg as the same actress and have her do two roles, you should have done that with one of the girls, because this makes Soul look like an idiot, which, I mean, that's, I guess, what he's used to be looking like anyway in this. But he calls out to her, and it's clear it's not OSHA. Dude, what the hell? Especially, Soul has to be one of the worst Jedis, right? He talks about having this connection to OSHA, this connection that I feel she's my Padawan, but he can't feel that this is May. Dude, this shit makes my head hurt, man. You can't be this stupid intentionally. And she says, help me, right? Okay, this is where I said the Jedi, I don't know what this show is trying to do. I don't know. This sequence right here is going to make no sense. The mother sees her daughter screaming that she needs help because there's a fire. She's so goddamn concerned about her daughters, but one of them might be in a fire and she doesn't give a shit about it, right? Not that to be fair, not that May has said that OSHA's in a fire. She just said there is a fire, okay? So what does she do? She goes to attack Torbin. He goes to attack Torbin. And then Torbin ignites his lightsaber. Mind you, she doesn't go to run off to help. No, she doesn't go to try to help. And Torbin's just like, I mean, obviously Torbin's going to try to protect himself because these witches have shown themselves to be hostile, right? But then Anastasia does this weird Death Eater thing, okay? And maybe, I don't know if that's something that like the sisters, those sisters can do, but what the hell is this? Okay? What is this? She starts to turn to fog. What the hell is going on? Is she turning into the Banshee Queen, Sylvanas? What is this? He starts to turn into mist. And then Soul's like, oh shit, dude, are you okay? You need help? Like, you're blown away. Like, he's confused. I am too. But then not only is she like turning into some weird fog-like thing, but then May starts to turn into that. So is she like trying to apparate away with her? I don't know. I don't know how these powers work because that's not how the Force normally works. So I don't know if this is some random shit, but she just starts apparating away with May. She just starts apparating away. And then Soul, because he thinks that that's still OSHA, just guts her with his lightsaber. Because I think he's still, and mind you, this is going by in such slow motion. This is anime slow motion that these two characters are just standing there like her. Like they froze up. And these two are acting like that. And then he stabs her with the lightsaber, stops the whole apparition crap. And then she has the gall. She has the gall right here to then start acting as if Soul was in the wrong, or rather like as if Soul should have known this. She's like, I was gonna tell OSHA to go with you. It's what she wants. Then why didn't you start with that? Why didn't you start with this? Instead, when he goes there, you start acting like an asshole and just being just trash. How is he supposed to read your intent? I was going to let OSHA go. She wanted to go with you. Anyway, she starts fighting with Soul, and Soul just lets her whoop his ass because I guess he doesn't want to fuck her up too. And Torbin is fighting off the others. And then here we go. Look at this sequence here. Coral. I forgot. That's right. Her name is Coral. she turns into Miss too. She turns into Miss, and she turns into Mist, apparates, and then somehow takes over Kalnaka's mind. This is where I was talking about earlier, where somehow Torbin is able to fortify his mind as a Padawan, right? But the Wookiee can't. The Wookiee doesn't. The Wookiee who was there earlier and saw the whole thing happen. It's not as if Kalnaka was not there when Torbin was possessed. He was there. So why would he not come into this place with his mind fortified? Tell me that. I want somebody to explain that to me. I would like one of the ass kissing shills of this show to explain to me how a Padawan is able to fortify his mind and prepare himself for this, right? But a Jedi Master, Kalnaka, is not able to fortify his mind. And if you sit there and tell me that it's because all the witches are concentrating to take over his mind, then why would she have not taken over Soul? Why would she have not taken over Soul at all? Like, it's just so, it's so dumb. They have a terrible fight. And let me tell you, this fight is bad. This is real bad. This has see, what was he aiming for? What was he aiming for? Dude, Shad is going to have a field day with this. Let me tell you, he's going to have a field day with this because this is some of the worst choreography this show has had. And I'm not going to do it because the last time I tried to show choreography from this show, it copyright struck me, and I'm not going to upload this goddamn thing twice. I refuse to do this. I refuse. They have a fight. He fights him. He starts beating the shit out of Torbin, and Indira is the only one that can save him because a female Jedi is the only one who's strong enough to defeat the entire coven of witches. And then we get to this last scene where, again, how are we supposed to think? I'm sorry. Why are all the witches dead? I know that Indira hit them so right here. We see that they've passed out. Sorry, let me see if I could get right to that. Yeah, the warbling stops. Okay. She breaks the spell. She breaks the thing that they have on her, and all of the witches collapse. Okay. Oh, there we go. All of the witches have collapsed. Indira has broken the spell. All the witches collapse. Did they die? Did they just, what happened? What happened? How is this supposed to be? And then this is all this is all, I guess the core and everything is exploding because of Osha's fire. So where is it that the Jedi are supposed to come off as the bad guys? And Soul is trying to hold them both up. He's trying to hold their platforms up, okay? But again, I don't know why he's trying to hold their platforms up, and he, instead of trying to hold up the very heavy platforms, okay, why does the Jedi Master not just yeet both of them to him? Why? Why doesn't he just force pull the little girls who don't weigh anywhere near as much as the metal scaffolding? But instead, at the very end, he can only choose one. He can only choose one girl. And so he decides to let May fall because this is too much of a struggle for him to hold it. And he lets May fall and he holds Osha up instead. And that's supposed to be the big bad thing that he did. That's supposed to be it. The fact that he, this is so stupid. And then this is it. This is it. It ends with her being like, we can't tell the council the full extent. They still told them pretty much most of it. They told them almost all of what actually happened. So, and then that's it. That's it. That's how it ends. It ends with that. That's literally it. It was 30-something minutes of nothing. This music here is pop music. By the way, the credit music, horrendous. I can't. I'm not going to give any more time to this. I'm not going to give any more time to this. This is, if I could give a below 0 out of 10, I would. Because this was an absolute waste of time. You could have taken everything that you did in this episode, take it all out, and you would have had just episode 3. There was nothing new, no major revelations, nothing that made the Jedi be the big bad guys of the series like they're trying to portray. And where do we go from here, right? It's so this is like a negative because you just took crap that you had before and just filled up most of this episode with it. This was filler and not even good filler, because there could be some very good filler out there. Like One Piece has some great filler. This, terrible, awful. This is the only silver lining that we can get is that we have one more episode of this piece of shit show. And I have no idea how they're going to resolve this. I have no idea. This was the big lead up. We've waited 7 episodes for this. Episode 8 is going to be Master Coral is the evil. She's the Sith Master over Khmer. And that's it. That's it. I don't know. Whatever. Soul dies. I am legit getting a headache from this. So I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I've showed you everything. I explained my thoughts. I don't know how much more I can repeat the fact that this show is so poorly written, especially when you go in comparison to House of the Dragon, that has been phenomenal. House of the Dragon's worst episode is light years above whatever this show's best episode could be. What could this show's best episode be? I don't know, maybe episode 5, because that's the one that had people not fall asleep. That's it. There's nothing. Episode 5 was maybe a 0.5 out of 10. Don't watch this. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Thank you guys as always. Please take care of yourselves. Thank you as always. Hit all the buttons, all the yada yada. Man, we got one more week of this stupidity. This took my soul. I'm looking at my Undertaker shirt, and this legit took my soul. So stupid. You guys take care of yourselves. Please stay safe out there. Spend some time with your loved ones. Don't spend your time watching this. You deserve better than this. Not the Disney consumers, but you, the customer, deserve better than this. Take care of yourselves.